Tottenham Hotspur Football Club are now through to the Europa League group stages as Tottenham Hotspur went goal crazy tonight at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 7, Maccabi Haifa 2, Harry Kane with a hat-trick, Lucas Moura popped up with a header, Giovanni Lo Celso with a brace, and so pleasing to see Dele Alli back to his best with a penalty at the end. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. A very, very important game for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club tonight at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the Europa League. We are playing Israeli side Maccabi Haifa and it is a must-win game. The winners of today's game will go through to the group stages of the Europa League and the draw is tomorrow. It's been a very busy couple of weeks for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. The season isn't even 3 weeks old and this is Tottenham's 7th competitive game so far. And then of course we play on Sunday at Old Trafford against Man United in the Premier League. Of course we only played 48 hours ago against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. And also tonight, after the Liverpool v Arsenal game, the Carabao Cup draw will also take place. So look out to see who Tottenham will be playing in the quarterfinals. Anyway, I'm now going to speak to Spurs fan Jason ahead of this game, Tottenham Hotspur v Maccabi Haifa, and get his thoughts ahead of the match. So I've now got Spurs fan Jason with me all the way from South Dorset Spurs. Jason, Maccabi Haifa in the Europa League playoff game tonight. How do you see this game going?
Yeah, I know it's exciting. We're in the playoff final, and I'm confident that we're gonna do well tonight. I think we're gonna have a reasonable lineup. I think Dele's going to be back potentially, although the team news hasn't quite come out yet, I don't think. But if we play like we did in the second half on Tuesday night, I think we've got every opportunity to progress into the group stages. Very exciting.
Jason, in the Europa League so far for Tottenham, we beat Lokomotiv Plovdiv away in the second qualifying round, and then in the third qualifying round, we beat FK Skindia. What have you made of Tottenham's performances in the Europa League so far?
These teams haven't been easy to get by. I mean, these away fixtures are extremely tricky. And had there been crowds in the ground, especially in North Macedonia, I think we'd have been a bit more hostile. And I think we'd have found it a little bit more tougher to get through these rounds. But we've been quite lucky. I think certainly in the first game, scoring in the last sort of 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, turning it on with a couple of players sent off. It's not been easy. So I think we really need to step up to the plate tonight. These are a strong side. I think they're top of their league, and it's. I'm still confident. I think we're easily strong enough than these other teams. Let's face it.
It is a huge game, though, Jason, in terms of money for the club, in terms of progressing into the group stages of the Europa League. Huge game tonight. Surely one Tottenham have to win. We must win. Jose Mourinho has rested a number of players for Tuesday's game against Chelsea for this game. The importance is very, very high today, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, he said that in the interviews the other day. Certainly on the money that we're going to get in as a club. It's in the millions when it comes to Europa League, whereas it's just a few £100,000 in the league trophy, so League Cup, as it were. So, these are important also for the status of the club. I think we need to progress in competitions like this. And if we go on to the final stages and we go on and win it, then we're back in the Champions League. If not through the league place, then we've got a chance through this opportunity. And we have to take it. We have to grasp it. And we're certainly more than capable of doing that now. We've strengthened in the squad.
Joe's talking about strengthening the squad. Of course, Tottenham have got games coming thick and fast. We only played last Sunday against Newcastle, played Tuesday night, just 48 hours ago against Chelsea, playing tonight against Maccabi Haifa, and then on Sunday playing Manchester United away. How are Tottenham going to cope with this fixture congestion, all of these games coming thick and fast?
Well, it'll go one way or the other. We'll have lots of players very tired, or his rotation's working. And we've got people like Sonny, who I think he's kept as a bit of a trump card in his back pocket that may be back for Sunday. And I think he's keeping that very close to his chest because someone like Sonny up against Man United then we've got every chance, even if it's away. And we've done it away against Man United in recent years with Lucas Moura. So there's no reason why we can't be prepared for Sunday. And then we've got the international break. Unfortunately, quite a few of our guys are involved in that, including Harry Kane. And you can only sort of pray that they don't come out of it in a bad way. But I'm certainly confident tonight. And I'd like to say we've got a certain amount of confidence going into Sunday. But we are going to have tired players. But it's good to see people like Ndombele coming to the fore, starting to gain some fitness. And I have my doubts like everybody else. But this guy seems to be turning on a bit of a show. And hopefully we get some more performances out of him over the next 2 games.
Trace, what have you made of Tottenham so far this season? Of course, we've played 6 competitive games so far this season, won 3, drawn 2 and lost 1. But what have you made of the style of football? What have you made of the winning mentality that Jose Mourinho seems to be drumming into the players' heads?
It was an awful start against Everton. No one would deny that. And we were all a little bit disgruntled. And then we had a week that followed, which brought us Bale and Reguilon. And that kind of picked everybody up. And we seem to have had some guys bed in now. Højbjerg and Doherty seem to have found their feet, and they're starting to prove their potential within the team. And I think when Højbjerg comes in and starts to rule the midfield and starts to dictate the play in there, and his distribution is quite good, I think the guys are starting to bed in. And when we have this attacking formation potentially looming on us of Bale, Son and Kane, I think it's got to be, that's got to bring joy and happiness to any Spurs fan. There's something wrong if it doesn't. And it'll put the mockers on opposing teams, as it were, because they're going to be scared. They're going to draw players, and we're going to have opportunities left, right, and centre.
I personally can't wait to see Son, Bale and Kane in the same team. That is just going to be incredible. But talking about the transfer window, Tottenham, of course, have signed 5 players so far. It looks like Tottenham have got the 6th signing of this transfer window, Carlos Vinicius. No official announcement yet, but that signing looks to be done. How have you rated Tottenham's transfer window so far?
Out of 10, probably. With Bale coming in, I think it's got to be an 8 or 9, isn't it? I think when we get that backup striker, I think we'll be pushing a lot higher in the marks. That's what we need. We need somebody to support Harry Kane, even though we've got when he's fit, and Lamella step up to the plate. Not so much Lucas, because I think he dropped away a little bit towards the end of last season, playing in that role when Harry was injured. So once we get that striker back up, and I think we get a centre back to boost our back line, then I think we can rate that very highly. It's got to be one of our most successful transfer windows for many years, and we should be pleased with that. But I think Everton was a tipping point. I think something had to happen after that, and ever since then we've played reasonably well. Certainly in halves of football, I don't think we've dominated a whole match yet, but certainly in first halves or second halves, we've turned it on, and it's been good to see.
Jason, from a Tottenham fan's point of view, what are you now expecting Tottenham to deliver at the end of this season? Having brought in 5 players confirmed so far, Carlos Vinicius, it looks like that deal is over the line. Perhaps Tottenham will bring in a centre-back, but where do you think realistically Tottenham can finish in the Premier League this season? And most importantly, can we win a trophy? 12 and a half years since our last domestic trophy.
It's been a long, long time, hasn't it? I mean, we're all wanting that trophy, aren't we? And we're in the quarterfinals in December. And, depending on how the draw goes, then that will dictate potentially how we move forward in that competition. But we're fighting on all fronts at the moment. And who knows what May will bring. The most frustrating thing is, at the moment, we can't go and watch them. And it'd be an absolute travesty if we can't get to a League Cup final as fans, or Europa League final, or any other final. As far as the league's concerned, well, we've got competition at the moment. Everton have come from nowhere. They could be the new Leicester City as far as everybody's concerned at the moment, but they've picked up a couple of injuries. So I think maybe top 5 at the moment. But if luck stays on our side and we remain injury-free, then why can't we push for the top 4 or higher?
Chase, back to tonight's game. What's your score prediction, and how do you think Tottenham will line up?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the lineup. I haven't got one of those right for a little while, to be fair. But I think, it's been very difficult. I mean, there was a couple of occasions where we were set, But I think there's going to be a few changes tonight again, and potentially, as we said, Dele coming in. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 Tottenham.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it? But it's got to happen at some point.
Well, I'm going to go for 2-1. Jace, enjoy the game, and thanks very much for talking to me today. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
On Tuesday night, Tottenham head coach Jose Mourinho rested a number of key players against Chelsea because he wanted them fresh for tonight's game, knowing the importance that Tottenham Hotspur Football Club must go through to the Europa League group stage. Now, the team sheet has just come out. We are now an hour before kickoff. The team sheet is as follows. Joe Hart will play in goal for Tottenham Hotspur tonight. I personally thought that Hugo Lloris would play in this game, but Jose Mourinho has gone for Joe Hart in goal. The back four is Matt Doherty, Davinson Sanchez, Toby Alderweireld and Ben Davies. And then in the centre of midfield, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Harry Winks. And then you've got the attacking players of Giovanni Lo Celso, Steven Bergwijn and Lucas Moura. And up front is Harry Kane, and Harry Kane is also Tottenham's captain tonight. Interestingly, Tottenham midfielder Dele Alli is amongst today's substitutes, as are Hugo Lloris, Serge Aurier, Sergio Reguilon, Moussa Sissoko, Tanguy Ndombele and Eric Lamela. So if you look at that lineup, it is very, very, very strong. The bench is very strong as well. We've got some game changers on the bench if Jose Mourinho needs them. But when you look at the quality throughout this squad, the starting 11 and the subs bench, and when you think that we haven't even got the likes of Gareth Bale in, on the sub bench or even in the starting lineup, and Heung-min Son, Tottenham have a very, very good squad right now. So I'm hugely confident, and there is more than enough quality in this squad to be winning the types of games that we are playing tonight. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win, and I think Harry Kane will get both goals. It's now half-time. Spurs are 4-1 up against Maccabi Haifa at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham got off to a flying start after just 90 seconds. Harry Kane put us 1-0 up after a fantastic cross from Ben Davies. Fantastic work from Ben Davies, the Tottenham left-back, after a great 1-2 with Steven Bergwijn. After just 5 minutes, Maccabi Haifa had their first attack and first chance of the game. Joe Hart made a fantastic save, but the worrying thing for me was that two Maccabi Haifa players were in so much space. They had a fantastic opportunity, but Joe Hart made a good save. After just 9 minutes, the ball came forward. Giovanni Lo Celso won the ball, ran into the box, and then hit the side netting. It was a good chance for Spurs to go 2-0 up. After just 12 minutes, Lucas Moura shot from outside the box straight at the goalkeeper. And just 2 minutes later, Steven Bergwijn had a shot outside the box. It was great to see Tottenham having so many shots from range. Then after 15 minutes, a shot from Maccabi Haifa, 25 yards out. It went so close to the top corner. A fantastic effort, but there was no closing down from the Tottenham defence. 2 minutes later, we had been warned. Maccabi Haifa equalised. It was 1-1. Cherry scored the goal. Long-range shot again. What a goal. It was top bins. No closing down again from the Tottenham defence. And Davinson Sanchez gave the ball away. It was a dreadful mistake by Sanchez. Just 4 minutes later, Tottenham replied very well. Across from Steven Bergwijn's corner, Lucas Moura leapt up. A fantastic glancing header put Tottenham at 2-1 up. And we all know that Lucas Moura loves a European goal. And then in the 36th minute, Giovanni Lo Celso, a fantastic finish with his left foot. Great work again from Ben Davies, winning the ball, laying off Giovanni Lo Celso, who finished it very, very well. And then in the 39th minute, another great finish from Giovanni Lo Celso. A fantastic Harry Kane assist, playing in Lo Celso, who chipped over the goalkeeper. Tottenham have been very clinical in this first half. 4-1 up. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's draw. So it's now half-time. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Maccabi Haifa 1. I've got Spurs fan Dave with me. Dave, Tottenham have been clinical in these first 45 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. Is this what we wanted to see? We had the little blip, I suppose, when they equalised, but after that, I mean, Harry's been making them and scoring them and doing everything else, I think, as well. So he's really up for this one.
Do you know, Dave, one player that's really impressed me in this first 45 minutes is Ben Davies.
Yeah. Well, he's obviously upped his game with Reguilon coming in. I think that's what's happened. We saw that in the Chelsea game with Serge. Serge had a very good game, and I think it's brought the best out of Davies. This thing with Mourinho bringing in these other players has upped the game for the people who are already there. And, it's really what we want to see as Spurs fans, that there are competition for places. 3 or 4 years ago, we used to have 2 teams, didn't we? We used to have replacements for every position, but we haven't had that for, a year or a couple of years now, but we have got it now. So we're getting back to that. It's really looking good. And I think...
Also, Dave, 2 fantastic finishes from Giovanni Lo Celso.
Well, he's not known as a finisher. I mean, if you look at his stats, his stats are very poor for goal scoring. But, for taking those chances, you just wouldn't have thought that from him. But, he's obviously got that in his locker, which is what we want to see. It's really exciting, I think. It's a new dimension. It's something for the future as well. I know it's Europa League, but we want to see this sort of thing in league matches as well.
It's Europa League, but surely, Dave, this is the competition that Jose Mourinho will want to win. He's been in this competition twice as a manager, won it twice as a manager.
Yeah.
Will this be Tottenham's year, Dave?
Well, everyone was buzzing after Tuesday night. I haven't spoken to you. We had the chat at half-time, and I was a bit... worried about the tactics, but in the second half, this looked like a different team, didn't it?
Well, you said before the funny old game, and it turned out to be a funny half, and it turned out to be a penalty shootout that we won. It was fantastic. Yeah.
After going when we was at Chelsea, I was with you when last time we had that penalty shootout at the bridge, and when Dyer fired over and all the rest of it. So depressing, but. You said on commentary you thought that Spurs would get through on the penalties, and really, he's really shrewd, Mourinho. He brought Kane, he brought Herberg on, and he brought Moura on to take, because he knew they were going to take the penalty. He's thinking ahead all the time.
Yeah.
What you want. So.
Tottenham have been very impressive, though, Dave, going forward at the start of this season, haven't we? Because this is our 7th competitive game of this season. But Tottenham, we have no problem in scoring goals at the moment, do we?
Absolutely not. No, there's goals flying in everywhere. And don't forget, we've got Bauer in reserve as well.
Exactly.
So nice to see Moura chipping in with goals because he'd been a bit quiet. I just hope Bergwijn gets 1 or 2 in the second half because he needs his... He needs a goal, really, because apparently the stats, I saw he hadn't scored for 12 or 13 matches, so I think he needs a goal.
But Dave, another thing that really impressed me about Lucas Moura, he's probably the smallest person on the pitch, but he always gets up to these headers.
Oh, he's like a salmon. The way he jumps up for those balls, he's just like a leaping salmon. That's what he reminds me of. So he does get higher. He does get high on those crosses, and Ben, as you say, Ben Davies has made, a goal, and he really does look impressive tonight.
The other thing, Dave, that is very impressive is that we've got games coming thick and fast, and we are grinding these results out, aren't we? Well, not grinding tonight's result out because it's a fantastic performance.
Well, I reckon he'll bring Harry off. I think he'll rest, after 60 minutes, they'll come off because he's got a big game on Sunday, so he's going to have to, what they say, shuttle me pack again. But a lot of these players will be there for Sunday. And, what a lovely problem he's got. He's got all these players firing on all cylinders. I know it's your Europa League qualifying match, but, you still got to win them. And it's nice to be at home. These games are never easy. They're not formalities.
No.
And I think we built up momentum because we got the Plovdiv result. We crept into that one. Then the Macedonia one was a bit better. And this one's even more. We've gone 2-1, 3-1, 4-1. Who knows? It might be 6-1 at the end of this one. So, yeah, let's see more goals.
More goals, Dave. More goals. Bring more goals. Dave, enjoy your laugh and come on, you Spurs.
Getting greedy now.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, Chris.
The full-time whistle has just gone. It is Tottenham Hotspur 7, Maccabi Haifa 2. Who would have predicted that? I predicted 2-1. I didn't see anyone predicting a 7-2. That is an incredible scoreline. Tottenham have been extremely clinical today. Harry Kane with a hat-trick, Lucas Moura with a header, Giovanni Lo Celso with 2 great goals, and Dele Alli at the end scoring a penalty. I'm so pleased to see Dele Alli back on the pitch for Tottenham, back to his best and scoring for us as well. But what a scoreline. It has been one hell of a week for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Of course, Tuesday night, what a high that was, beating Chelsea on penalties to go through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. And now tonight, scoring 7 goals in European competition. Let's talk through some key moments of the second half. Well, of course, at half-time it was 4-1. On 51 minutes, a handball from Matt Doherty gave Maccabi Haifa a penalty. That was then 4-2. Just a couple of minutes later, they nearly scored again, but Joe Hart denied them with a fantastic save with his left hand. In the 55th minute, handball in the Maccabi Haifa penalty area, which gave Harry Kane a penalty. That made it 5-2 to Tottenham. Harry Kane putting his penalty right down the middle. And then in the 62nd minute, Steven Bergwijn at one end, nearly putting Tottenham 6-2 up. And then they went to the other end and then scored, which was then ruled off for offside. A few nervous moments for Tottenham, I must say. But then in the 68th minute, Lucas Moura, another long-range effort, just wide, but a nice layoff from Dele Alli, who came on as a substitute at half-time. In the 72nd minute, Steven Bergwijn shot just outside the area. Goalkeeper tips over. And as I said in the first half, lots of long-range shots from Tottenham tonight. I was very, very impressed with our attempts on goal today. Just a minute later, Tottenham went 6-2 up. Harry Kane completed his hat-trick. A lovely chip over the goalkeeper after great work from Steven Bergwijn. Tottenham have just gone goal crazy today. 7-2. Dele Alli made it 7-2 from the penalty spot. He made the penalty, created the penalty. Great work. Great feat from Dele Alli. And then just rounded it off. 7-2. What a fantastic win for Tottenham. A fantastic European night at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Anyway, please do let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. I will see you tomorrow for a Tottenham news video. And until then, come on you Spurs.